So let's see the setup to begin with. I have a Docker running, and here I'm basically running Kafka and a very lightweight Aspire dashboard because I want to show two backends. So one should be a production grade backup and another should be not the something's lighter. Let's see, do I have it? Yeah. So this is the thing. So these are the two backends. Aspire, this comes from Microsoft, and this is the Elastic. So to begin with, the other thing is that there is this little microservice architecture. So let's just bring them to life and show you. And to begin with, they would so now all the services are up, and as you can see, they have started to produce. So this is my the satellite service producing the records, and we see that all of them, they are now producing records over here. Essentially, just two things are going on right now. There is one operation of this satellite broadcasting and the weather forecasting receiving, and so it's producing the traces, right? If you go here, we also see that there is some sort of logs coming in, and it's trying to forecast service is trying to do something with this. Now there are a couple of things I want to show you. So first thing is that the traces, how are the out of process traces or the in process traces working, right? So if you just see this one, let's look at these traces. So this is basically an in process trace because it shows you how is it going. So it receives the satellite data, decodes it, and then saves it to probably a database. So this is, for example, an in-process trace. You could also see its details over here, what we had earlier seen. Yeah. So the span ID and the name. What I would like to now show you is that you could also see the logs, and this is very helpful because when you are very fast analyzing, you would like to do. But let's come to this in a moment when we see also observability over here. What I would like to now do is, let's just do an out-of-process design. So I would open my local weather station, and I would simply send out several requests. Now, if we see, we would have generated some different kind of traces. So this, if you see, there are many more traces being created. Let's see them. So this is what you see. This is an out-of-process trace. You see how the call went from local to the national and then to the global, and how much time it took. So basically, this is how you can do. The entire thing is a trace, and these are spans that you see within them. Again, everything is you can see all the metadata here. Yeah. So what I would now do is I would simply stop all my services, and I would, and one more thing I wanted to show you was the matrices. So if you go here, you could select any of the resources. So resources basically is from where the, which is generating the data. And now if we just select, let's say, satellite service, the satellite service is nothing much but only these users and consumers. And you can see that this is now kind of generating the records, and you can pretty fine. So this was about, and these are, by the way, these are just so yeah, this is one thing. I will now shut it down. So this is a very simple way to see things together, but now just let's move to something which is more production grade. And on the other side, what I'm doing is I'm simply switching the configuration to Elastic on and turning my services on again. Take some seconds. First one is up, second one is up, third one is up, fourth one is also up. So now we have all the services again running. But this time we won't get any structured logs here because I have moved the structured logs from here to Elastic, right? So now let's see how is it looking. Let's see last 10 minutes logs. Let's say 5 minutes, even better. And we could see. So we are getting some logs, and these logs are actually coming from the Kafka, and so we could go to the traces and see what kind of traces is it creating. So this is basically what it has creating. It is just these two traces. These are the two things which are working right now. There is the broadcast and there is the received. Yeah. We could again go back and see on similar lines how is it working out. Yeah, so we could see the throughputs and what I do want to show you over here is, before I show anything more, is the logs. And yeah, you can see that the logs are there. This is fine, but what I wanted to show was Log Explorer. Yeah, and over here if you see, so let's look at this log. This is an interesting one. Yeah, you see that this looks like a very human readable log, but now and this is the duality of logs that I spoke about. You can go here and you can really say temperature is less than 0, and if you do that, it will simply query it just like matrices, that you can really use them. So this is and why this happens because behind them, if we have a look at it, we would see that there is the new modern logging frameworks. They just don't send, they really send it like this, and along with that they are also sending how to put it together so that you can create it and therefore form the entire stuff. So that's how you are getting all the things together. So this is one thing I wanted to show you. Now let's just go back and see more traces. So I've started all the other applications also. Yeah, so my local weather is there. Let me just try to do it. Execute. So we should see something more now. Yeah, you see we have got many more. These are our services, and these are the use cases that have happened. So these are the services and the use cases. Now what I would try to do is I would just go to one of them. So let's see this one. And it's one transaction, and if we come here, this is just get, but this is not what I wanted to show. So Yeah, now we see it. So now we see that the weather went all the way, and it has gone through multiple boundaries, and those boundaries are shown the way they are shown. It's also possible to see the details over here, or to look at the logs, and it's pretty helpful when you are trying to fetch something. Which is, yeah. Now the other thing is, usually this is fine when you want to see, but you also want to go ahead and check something out, which is like the rules engine, and therefore you can create this alerts, which is, let's say, if you just say transaction failed rate, so you can define your queries, stating what all do you want to check, and then what should happen, and this is important in production, basically. You can do all these things. The other thing is that there are a lot of integrations possible, so you can really, within things like Elastic, you can really go to, for example, I think I did this one. You could just go here, type integrations, and you will actually start to get, if you want to get it from the infrastructure, you could just say this is integrations, and now you can really, select the integrations that you really want, and if you do that, then there is an agent, and this is giving you all the information, things like this, for example. So that's how you get a complete view, also alerts. So thank you.